team like Kyrie and KD, or the Lake Show with King James and AD. Wish I could match him up with the bad boys from the 80s, but no black and white, I need that in HD. HenDawgz.
Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy HenDawgz, and we back to it. You know how we do it. Part three. Let's get straight to it. Part 2 ended with the Team USA losing to the rookies, or the young guys, I should say, like the Chris Webber, Allen Houston, Bobby Hurley, Grant Hill. They said that the one guy, Montrose or something like that, Eric Montrose, I wasn't too hip to him, Jamal Mashburn, they lost to them. They lost to them like a little scrimmage that didn't count. And they said that the coach, which is Detroit's old coach, Daly, kind of lost the game on purpose. That's what they were trying to. That's what Coach K was saying. Like he purposely didn't play Michael Jordan. He purposely didn't really change the lineups. Like he really didn't coach for real. And they said that was his way of kind of showing the team that, hey, y'all could be beat if y'all don't play team basketball. But for me, I kind of think it was an excuse. But 20 years, later, you can say that because, they end up winning everything. It helped them in the long run, I'm sure. But I don't think that they purposely lost that game the way they tried to make it seem. But let's get into part 3, man. We're not going to talk too much. Let's get into it. We got the NBA Dream Team 1992 full documentary part 3. Let's get it.
It was legit. It felt tremendous. What we were doing that day, they couldn't stop it. There are kids who believe in Santa Claus too, and the Easter Bunny, and now that they've grown up, I hate to burst their bubble, but it was a game throwing.
See,
not me.
Write in the comments, man. Do y'all believe that they purposely threw that game to better the USA team in the long run? I've been saying, no, I don't believe that. I mean, I 100% believe that game helped them. I believe that 100%. That game woke them up. It was like, okay, we need to figure something out, because if we losing to these guys, then we're probably not going to win gold. But I don't believe that Daly, who they're showing right here, was like, you know what, I'm about to lose. I'm about to strategically lose this game so I can teach these guys a lesson. Like, that's not how it happened. They lost the game. And then it's like, okay, how can we turn this to something good? But I mean, it's not like I'm saying that team was better than them. Like, they wasn't. They was new. They didn't know how to play as a team yet. And that game helped them out, helped them become the team that they was. There's no shame in that.
Many people would have done it, and he did it.
It was gratifying to Chuck for us to get our butts beat like that, because now we had to listen to him.
From then on, he had a way of just saying, you could lose.
After fixing his collars and his hair, his speech was, anybody can get beat, so you gotta be ready to play. And I think that's the only speech he ever gave us.
The message got across. I mean, Chuck couldn't have been happier, I'm sure.
It was brilliant on Chuck's part to be able to orchestrate that and play along like he didn't.
Why didn't he tell you guys?
Right.
We probably would have screwed it up.
The next day, training camp ended with a rematch against the college kids.
Oh shit, the rematch. Okay, I can't wait to see the rematch. But he didn't even tell the assistant coaches. So that right there tells me that didn't really happen. He didn't purposely lose that game, man. But let me know what y'all think.
And once play started, everything made sense again.
The tables were turned drastically.
I bet.
We showed
Oh my God.
why we are who we are. We pretty much beat them by 100.
They couldn't score. And by the way, Jordan played a lot more that next scrimmage.
2 dribbles from half court. Says so much for that, Grant Hill.
The team could play in the 1992 Olympics. They have to qualify. The place to do that was Portland, Oregon, and the Tournament of the Americas. It would be the public's first chance to see the NBA stars together in a game, especially Jordan, Bird, and Magic. Daly had asked all 3 to be team captains, but Jordan had turned him down.
What?
I knew how much it meant to both of those guys because they never had the opportunity to play on the Olympics. So I said, you know what? Chuck, don't worry about me. You know, let these old dogs do it.
Shout out to
Magic
Jordan
and
for being a
Bird
good
weren't just the
teammate.
team's oldest players. They were also the most revered. They had entered the league together in 1979, embarking on a rivalry that had redefined the NBA.
I had to pause it on this screen because this is a legendary moment right here. You know, Lakers, Celtics. Shout out to Winning Time. Winning Time coming out on HBO March 6th. I'm blessed to be a part of that show. You know, I played 12 different characters. I'll be playing a player on the Lakers and a player on the Celtics. So it's a dope opportunity, and I feel like I had to tell y'all seeing this picture right here. So yeah, I just had to let y'all know that.
And along the way, their personal admiration for one another had grown.
Magic's just a great basketball player. He's the best I've ever seen, you know. Unbelievable. I don't know what to say.
In 1992, they'd be getting the chance to share the ball. But the opportunity would be coming at the end of their careers. Bird had given his soul to the game. But after so many years, his body was betraying him.
So I hate watching that play because he hit his face so hard on the floor. But was that moment right there before or after this Dream Team moment? Was it the season before or was it after this? I feel like if the USA Dream Team was after that, that's crazy. Because I felt like he was on his last leg right here. So was he on his last leg in the Dream Team? So let me know.
Had back problems. It just get to the point where you just couldn't play. I mean, you couldn't think, couldn't move, couldn't run. You know, if you can't feel your feet, it's hard to run.
Larry was on the fence because of his back, so I said, man, LP, you gotta play, man. You gotta play. This is our last chance to be together.
Magic would be able to convince his old friend to play. But at the start of the 1991-92 NBA season, he was forced to retire after learning he had the HIV virus.
Damn.
Doctors would eventually clear him to play in the Olympics, though that didn't stop fears from swirling.
There's a lot of players that really didn't want him to play, didn't want to play with him or against him because nobody knew what disease meant. You know, they say you get a little blood on you, you got HIV, or you breathe on you, you know. I never bought any of that, you know. We just keep going. And that's what Irving decided to do, just keep pushing, keep going.
That's what good friends do right there. You hear what Larry Bird said, and I don't know how true this is. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard that a little bit. Isaiah was supposed to be his guy, and I see Isaiah right there in this picture. But they said that Isaiah said some funny stuff like he thought only gay people could get the virus or something. Like, that's what I heard. I don't know how true it is. Somebody, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like I'm starting to see why people really wasn't caring for Isaiah. First, he walked off the court against the Bulls. I think that had a lot to do with, Jordan not really messing with him. And then him kind of saying that kind of remark up to Magic. Like, I thought Magic was supposed to be your boy. You're supposed to say the same stuff that Larry Bird just said. Larry Bird was like, I wasn't buying into none of that. Like, it was my friend, so, I'm supporting him the way I can. Like, I feel like that's the way Isaiah should have been. And if he was like that, somebody correct me. I apologize if I'm wrong, but I feel like Isaiah, I'm starting to see why, people didn't like Isaiah, My first time ever seeing Magic shoot a jumper.
Magic had made a cameo in the 1992 All-Star Game and had focused his attention on the Olympics, hoping for an encore of a lifetime alongside his old rival.
Our careers were really over, and it was something I thought needed to happen for both of us.
So both of their seasons both of their careers was pretty much done with the Dream Team. I didn't know that. I kind of thought, now looking at the time period, it was 1992. I really didn't do the math, but it's crazy to think that Larry Bird and Magic both was on their last leg in the Dream Team, Olympics. Like, I was thinking that all these players was in their prime. Like, they all was, 26, 27. Like, I thought they was just in the greatest shape of their lives. Like, everybody on the Dream Team was just great. But they kind of had a little, I ain't gonna say no ifs or buts, but like, they wasn't, they all wasn't healthy. Like I said, Magic was going through what he was going through, and Larry was going through what he was going through.
Their debut would take place at Portland's Rose Garden. with their team needing to medal in the Tournament of the Americas to qualify for the Olympics. That seemed like a foregone conclusion to just about everyone, including their first opponents, who were completely in awe before the game even started.
They already
The Cuban
lost.
team spontaneously drops to its knees as if 12 popes had come by on Easter Sunday. At that point, the idea that this is merely a basketball game has been ripped asunder.
It was a surreal feeling.
If a team ever gets to the point where all they want to do is take pictures with y'all before the game, then they already lost, man. Like, I get it. You know, the USA got 12 Hall of Famers or 11 with Christian Laettner. Like, I get it, but if the opposite team is doing all this, man, they might as well just cancel the game, bro. Like, they already lost.
He's like, dude, we're here to kick y'all behind. And they want to take pictures with you.
Then the game begins. Magic and Larry come out together, two guys that had saved the league. They wouldn't even be playing this game without those two. And Magic passed the ball. Larry makes the first basket.
Okay, Bird gang. If you're part of the Bird gang, write something in the comments.
It just didn't get any better than that.
The U.S. was off and running, and the result was a thing of beauty.
Magic. Hey!
And no one seemed more excited to be sharing the court than the co-captains.
Larry! I would love to play with Magic Johnson. Oh my
was a
God.
smashing success, with the outcome never in doubt. And late in the game, the fans in Portland decided they wanted a curtain call from a three-time MVP.
The crowd started cheering, Larry, Larry, Larry.
The crowd is yelling Larry. This is Portland, not Boston. This is what? Somebody let me know the exact mileage from Portland, Oregon to Boston, Massachusetts. It's gotta be like 2,000-3,000 miles. And they cheering for him like he's in the Garden, bro. Like, this is crazy. Let you know the legend behind Larry Legend, no pun intended.
Reacts to the entrance of Larry Bird, a standing ovation.
Gonna get some buckets?
And as he'd done so many other times in his career, Larry Bird rose to the occasion.
Jordan with the behind the back save. Here's Bird. Yes.
You know he hitting that.
Knew that Larry Bird was not going to miss that shot.
It was a virtually flawless performance. The final margin of victory was 77 points.
77?
And Magic and Bird had led the way. For Magic in particular, after a year out of the game, the victory had a special kind of meaning.
Living with HIV, never even thinking that I would ever have a chance to play basketball again, and then basketball for the United States.
Crazy.
It was therapy for me, and I needed that in the worst way.
And then there was the matter of making sure Michael Jordan knew he was back as well.
Yeah, you hear what the captain said? The captain said, sit down. This boat's going to sink.
That's right. Have a seat, because you're gonna fall, and then that's gonna happen.
That's the seniority right there.
I know it's
with
Shout out to
Magic
Magic.
and Michael, there was that little extra something there, and something kind of to prove to each other.
I took it.
Where David Robinson rank as far as all-time bigs? I kind of remember him. He was kind of on his way out when I started watching basketball. Like, when I was watching those, Lakers Spurs battles with Kobe and with the Fro, I feel like David Robinson was a little bit older. I mean, he was still good. And I remember the Twin Towers with him and Tim Duncan and everything, but I feel like David Robinson don't get enough respect. I feel like a lot of people don't talk about him, especially in my generation, because he, like I said, he was kind of on the way out. So kind of, give David Robinson his flowers for me. Let me know what his game's like and, where he ranks as far as top bigs ever.
Upon myself to always shoot with Michael. Okay, MJ, free throws today. Who was the first one to 50? Or we had little games. Who was the better shooter?
Know what you got to do. Know what you got to do.
Oh.
He didn't had control of the 80s in a sense, even though we were going into the 90s.
Don't touch the phone.
Mike needs some eye drops. His eyes looking red. Playing horse.
You know, he just come off missing a whole year. So it was who can win, who's going to have the bragging rights by the end of this trip.
You can't get too close to Michael, it's a foul. You haven't committed a foul in almost a year and a half, man. How can you talk?
Michael's always tried to let people know that he's the top dog in whatever. That's just his competitive mode.
I'm the young guy with the old elder statesman.
The old guys, they got all the rights. They can't stand in one spot too long.
He's a young puppy. I'm the big dog here. Whatever I say goes.
What was the age difference between them
Magic
two?
and Michael's "Can you top this challenge" remained in doubt. When it came to facing the competition in the Tournament of the Americas, the team stood united.
When we took the court in Portland, which, you know, we're on home ground, we wanted to showcase to the fans who will be representing them.
The lead is 30. Steele. Jordan.
Hey, was there any NBA players on that other team? What is that, Angola? I don't even think I've ever really heard of that country. If you're watching this video and you're from Angola, I apologize, but I've never heard of that country. Where is that country at? If somebody don't mind telling me real quick, write in the comments. Where is Angola? Like, what part of the world is that in?
I'm gonna send a message around the world today that y'all can give it up. You foreigners can give it up.
From the steal. Stockton has ball.
Stockton. Hey.
Set him up perfectly.
The Americans won their 6 games at the tournament by an average of 50 points.
Average of 50 points?
All right, Larry, your impressions of tonight's game?
He laughed.
The gold medal was no surprise. But what was unexpected was the team's interactions with their opponents, who showered them with adulation
Y'all
before,
already lost.
after, and even during games.
Patrick Johnson and Aranda shaking hands after this shot.
Hilarious.
The tournament of the
How can you win? Well, maybe they're not even thinking about winning. Maybe they just know, like, I know for a fact, even if I try to take this game serious, I'm still gonna lose. So why not, get a handshake, get a picture with him? We're gonna lose anyways. So why not, try to enjoy it as much as I can? No point to try to take it too serious when we're gonna get blew up by 50 anyway. So I kind of get it. I get it.
Tournament of the Americas had served its purpose. The U.S. had qualified for the Barcelona Games and given the world its first glimpse of what was coming later that summer.
I want to say this is just a small step in what our goal really is, to get to Barcelona, win the gold medal, and bring it back where it's supposed to be. Thank you.
So 88, this is 92. I know it's every 4 years. So 88 was the year when all the college guys, they lost or whatever. So who was on that 88 team? Kind of, write that roster down, in the comments for me if you can. Because should they have lost? Because I hear Larry Bird saying we gotta get the gold medal back to where it belongs. So like, it's almost like the USA definitely shouldn't have been losing in '88. So kind of write in the comments, who was on that team and actually why did they lose, and who did they lose to?
On July 18th, 1992, with the Barcelona Olympics a week away, the U.S. men's basketball team headed overseas.
Straight back into the left. Try to follow our
They would hold several days of practice in Monte Carlo and play one more tune-up before heading to the Olympics. The luxurious setting on the Mediterranean Sea was fitting for what already may have been the world's most famous team.
Monte Carlo is one of those glamorous cities, and here we were with the most glamorous team ever. So it's kind of a rock starish kind of a thing.
The players were relaxed and confident, and willing to admit there was more to the trip than just basketball.
I don't worry about playing basketball. That comes naturally. I just want to have fun.
100.
Robinson, Patrick Ewing, Michael Jordan. This is like spring break in the ghetto.
Spring break.
The opulent resort town was a playground waiting to be explored. and the players weren't shy about enjoying themselves.
Monte, Carlo. I'm not too hip to this place. You know, if y'all ever been here, write in the comments how nice this place is, because they talk about how nice it is. They said it's a glamorous town, and they were a glamorous team. So it said it was real rock stars. You know how they was out there in this town. It looks nice though.
Now look, the scene in Monte Carlo was great. It was just breathtaking. I was down on the beach, just kind of trying to enjoy some of the scenery.
Look at Scotty. Scotty's out there flirting. Look at him.
I think every team in the NBA should train.
Look at Scotty.
They need to get a team here.
Every day we got back to practice, we made a beeline to the swimming pool because all those girls were lying out topless.
I'm gonna be in that pool so much the next 2 days. I think I'm on the swimming team in Barcelona.
We're all out there with our significant others and all these women walking around.
Why Patrick crying?
So I signed it, and Michael pops me and tells us, usually you tell everybody no, but because this lady comes over topless, you gonna sign her autograph. My wife looking at me like.
The best part about it was Patrick Ewing buying the beer at the pool. You know, $7 a beer. I never heard of that. Of course, Patrick didn't drink. He didn't know how much beer was.
One thing you don't want to do is drink beer with Larry Bird. Larry Bird drinks Budweiser.
Budweiser
is the strongest beer in the world. And my head hurt for like 2 days.
They were used to being opponents, but Monte Carlo was proving to be the perfect place to find common ground.
I got the coach, that means you get to go first.
Michael Jordan enjoys his golf, as did Chuck Daly.
I got the coach with me, man. I got caught drunk, you know what I mean?
Michael and Chuck played almost every single day, if not every day.
So they became cool off of this.
I may be green, Chuck. Chuck was playing his practice schedule around our golf time. That to me was ideal.
Wow.
Play look.
Wow, that's where we're gonna end this video at, man. So seemed like Chuck Daly and Michael Jordan became cool over golf. You know, that kind of helped their relationship. You know, they was Chicago versus Detroit, but they found some type of common ground to become cool. But I hope y'all enjoyed that video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel and get ready for part 4. Make sure y'all like this video if you like this video, and write something in the comments, man. I'm actually curious, to see, yo, 1 through 12. I want y'all to rank the dream team from 1 through 12. I want to see who y'all think is the best or worst on this team. But I appreciate y'all, man. We out.